Oh, it's a nice day for filming, isn't it? It's freezing cold. Top of Dunstable Down, this is where I always film. It's foggy, as you can see, it's very, very foggy. But behind me, I've got a 2004 E46 M3. If you follow me on YouTube, you will know that I just bought this car as a bit of a project. And I thought, whilst I've got it in my possession in the current state that it's in, like before I start pulling it apart, we'll talk about that in the video. I'm going to do like a little bit of a review on it, or just a bit of conversation about where these cars are at in life right now. So yeah, we're gonna have a little wander around, have a little look at it, and then get out for a little drive on the road. Even though the roads are a bit wet, it ain't gonna be a bit of a nightmare, but yeah, that's the plan. All right, so let's get on it. Right, so there it is then, my my new but old E46 M3, and I think the reason why I want to do a video, this type of video on this car at the minute, is because they're at a very good stage in life where they're kind of bottomed out value-wise. They're right at the bottom of the market, and it tends to dip about, it happens with almost every car or every special car, they dip at about 15 years of age. They plateau in value. I'm shaking a bit because I'm angry because I just had an annoying phone call with a customer, and I'm also cold as well, and they plateau. They sort of sustain that value, and then at 20 years, if they're a special car, they then begin to climb back up in value, and they're almost at that 20-year time in life now. This is obviously an 04 plate, so it's more like 15, 16 years old, but they come out in 2001, so they are approaching that time in life where they're going to start rising in value. Now obviously this one isn't an amazing example. I purposely bought a bit of a shed, although it ain't actually a shed. I'm breaking it, I'm pulling it apart, and I'm doing a project on it. But you can see this arch here is completely had it. I know I've explained that in a previous video, but this is a good example of what you can expect to be faced with if you're currently in the market to buy one of these cars. So this is a cheaper version. It is a convertible, which is not most people's preference. The coupe is definitely the one to buy, but you're going to pay a bit more of a premium for a coupe. This one's an 04 plate car, like I keep saying. They facelifted them in 2003. The pre-facelifts are probably, again, not the preferred car, but you know, an M3 is an M3. There's nothing wrong with owning a pre-facelift one. It's still a nice car. The main difference between a facelift and a pre-facelift is, if you come back around the front, you know what, I don't know why I came around the front. It's pointless coming to the front. There is no difference at the front of an M3 between a pre-facelift and a facelift. For some reason they never actually facelifted the front end of the car, but the back end, if you come around the back, the main difference between a pre-facelift and a facelift is these LED lights. And at the time when these cars come out, they're an extremely modern looking thing. So the pre-facelift has got like your average sort of bulb rear light. So yeah, quad exhaust, that was a nice feature, but I think this is what this car's got in general. It's got a hell of a lot of character, and when it came out, it replaced the E46 M3, and at that time this was a massive step up from the E46 M3. I always liked an E46 M3, Estral Blue coupe, that was always my favourite. Evo version, 3.2 engine, but the E46, when this thing came out, I was just like, you know what, that car is seriously special. Just little things like the side grills, the mirrors, the bulge in the bonnet there, the chrome grills, obviously this has been blacked out. The way that they left it as a pre-facelift on the front, I actually quite like that. The washers that are meant to be there but not, and that's quite a good point. Let me just quickly talk about that. This front, the bumper's covered in stone chips. It's got the washer jet thing missing there. If you buy a used car, guys, and it has something wrong with it, don't moan about it, because that's the call I just had with a customer. People are so bloody unreasonable with what to expect of a car. If you buy a car and it's got problems, you know, it happens. If you want to buy a car with no problems, go and buy a brand new one. And then even still, you can buy brand new cars and they've got no problems. But I could rant about people's attitude towards car traders all day, but trust me, it is an ongoing battle for every car trader going. Everyone thinks that we're bloody crooks, and we're not, all right? Well, some car traders are. But anyway, yeah, this one's got a hard top. End of rant. I won't bang on too much, just feeling a slight bit of anger there. Drilled and grooved discs, they come with that as well. The brakes aren't actually that great on M3s. I don't know why, they just seem to fade out terribly. But again, you know, quite a nice feature, drilled and grooved disc. 19-inch wheel option. This has got the bigger wheels. From factory they come diamond cut. Some silly bees painted these. A lot of people paint diamond cut wheels to save money. It does save money, but it also affects the looks of your car. Now, I sort of just stood up here because I just think that's quite a nice shot of the car, and I don't know why I've done that, but yeah, nice looking car. Absolutely shed loads of character, and I'm telling you now, these cars are going to be worth a bloody fortune in years to come. And anyone buying one of these now and deciding to keep it, quickly look inside, if they keep it for a decent period of time, they're going to earn money out of it. That's a fact, absolute fact. They're not going to fly up overnight. They're going to gradually increase in value over the next few years, and that's going to start right now. All right, so I mentioned previously in my last video about spec, they come with you can get a lot of spec. You can get Harman Kardon sound, that's good, it's actually a decent sound system. Sat nav, this has got like an aftermarket Android sat nav. Heated seats is a nice option. This doesn't have heated seats, which doesn't matter to me because like I say, this is going to be a project car for me, and it's never going to matter. It's never going to need heated seats. You can see this car's done 137,000 miles. Bit of wear and tear, expect that. Seats are a bit loose as well. Armrest is a bit worn. Steering wheel's a bit dirty. You know, it's not perfect. If I quickly jump under the bonnet, I can show you what you could expect to see under the bonnet of your 15 to 20-year-old E46 M3. It's a beautiful looking engine. It does look good under here, and you never ever really see any elements of oil residue coming out of these engines because they just seem to keep bone dry. They're bulletproof engines. They're super reliable. Slow down, Calv. Slow down. Super reliable, naturally aspirated, straight six engine, and they sound and look amazing. I don't know why look matters. You don't care what your engine looks like, but it does look good under the bonnet. Now, what we'll do is I'm going to jump in here. Yeah, what we'll do is this is like a normal flow of video, and I'll walk around the outside, sit in the driver's seat, and then I'll explain. I'm going to go out for a drive in a sec. But one thing I was about to say is the dials. Like, look at them dials. I just remember when these cars come out, little things just excited me about these cars, and because I keep mentioning it, character. They've got so much bloody character, these cars. There's little things like them dials, and when you start it up in the morning, there's like lights that indicate how cold or warm the car is, and it's just little touches, man. My RS6 does that as well. It's just nice. So what I'm going to do anyway is I'm going to stop banging on, start the engine, get out for a little drive. But like I say, it is a real drive car with an LSD. It's 343 bhp. It don't keep traction down very well, especially not when it's raining. So we'll just see how we get on. All right, let's go. The most unique thing about these cars really is the sound of them, and I've done a whole video years ago. In fact, I've done a few videos on these cars in general over the years. Not done many. I don't think I've done any recently, but yeah, I've done a whole video talking about the sound, and I put like a microphone on the back bumper, and I went through a tunnel just to really highlight the sound of it, because I think they sound really good. And I mentioned in a previous video as well that some people don't like the sound. They think they sound a bit raspy, and they are. I suppose it is a bit artificial, but at about 2,500 to 3,000 revs, the rasp sort of kicks in. Let's just undo the window. There. And it does sound good. So, what should we talk about? I was going to say, being a naturally aspirated engine, obviously it doesn't have shed loads of torque. It is 343 bhp, so it's quite a lot of power. But low end, it is quite laggy. Now, you have got this sports button, which if I hold on the throttle and press the sports button, you might notice it through the camera, I don't know, it might just jump forward a touch. There's no way you're noticing that, are you? And all that does is sharpens up the throttle response a little bit, which makes the E46 M3, yeah, so it's a naturally aspirated engine, doesn't have much tuning potential, or is that the right word? Yeah, there's not much, doesn't have much ability as far as tuning is concerned, because there's nothing you can really do to it other than bolt on a supercharger. That's an amazing thing to do, and it's cost you a lot of money, or go one better and bolt on a turbo, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing with this car. If you didn't know, yeah, I'm going to be turbocharging this car because I feel like they need to have a turbo on them. This is an amazing car, but a turbo would just transform or finish, or be the cherry on top, put the icing on the cake, whatever words you want to use to talk about finishing something to perfection. It's going to be exactly what this car needs. So yeah, 6-speed manual gearbox. They obviously come with an SMG gearbox. Now the problem with an SMG gearbox is they get a lot of bad press, they get a lot of stick, they are a little bit problematic. I can't say that I've ever had an issue with an SMG gearbox in my life, but you know, just Google it, everything's quite negative about SMG gearboxes. What's really odd as well about my thoughts on SMG gearboxes is that I really like them. They are a bit juddy, they take a bit of getting used to. If you drive one for the first time, you definitely won't like it. They're not a very nice thing to use, but once you get the hang of it, you will like it. You've got to drive it in manual mode. This is my opinion as well. Like, I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, that's my opinion. You don't have to drive it in manual mode. In my opinion, you have to drive it in manual mode, and do not use the pedal to change gears. I don't know why, it just doesn't feel natural. Use the gear stick. No other car that I've ever driven feels right to use the gear stick. Let's just turn that off. See, rear wheel drive, second gear is, we've got traction there, but yeah, no other car that you'd ever drive would I encourage you to use the gear stick, unlike a semi-automatic car, to change gear, but for some reason it just feels right. And with a BMW, you click it back to go up a gear and forwards to go down a gear, which sounds odd, but it is the most natural way of shifting or manually shifting a dual clutch or single clutch. That's what they are in an M3, single clutch gearbox. In Volkswagens, it's the other way around. It's not natural, don't feel right. SMGs on like a value point of view, because that's another reason why people are going to be watching this video. You want to know, if you're about to buy an M3, is it a good idea to buy an SMG as a keeper? Now, one thing I would say about that is, a few things to say about that is, it's not people's preference to buy and own an SMG, but there is absolutely lots of people out there, loads and loads of people, that will have an M3 in any variant. Me being one of them people. I don't care if it's a manual, an SMG, a coupe, a convertible, whether it's got 18s, no sat nav, I don't care. To me, an M3 is a bloody M3, and I will get in any M3 on the planet and enjoy it, and that's what's important. So price dependent, obviously, if you're going to buy an SMG, it's going to be a less valuable car, but don't let it scare you from buying one. Parts nowadays for SMG gearboxes are not expensive. Pretty much anyone can work on one. It's not a complicated thing, but back in the day when they first come out, it was obviously expensive to get your car into BMW, your SMG car, and get it repaired. But don't let that alarm you. Do not put it up, let it put you off. And if you do buy one and you don't like the gearbox, just try what I said and shift it manually with the gear stick, all right? The best one you could possibly buy, I would say, is a black manual coupe with black leather. Safe bet. That's just an opinion, I would say, but I think a lot of people probably agree with me. Just a safe car to buy. If you own a black facelift manual coupe with decent mileage, a small amount of owners, good history, whatever the condition of the car, can be repaired visually and mechanically. If you've got that car, you've got a bloody good car. Yeah, it's quite simple. If you want to keep something and it earn you money, that's the car to keep, all right? And I know my friend Kevin Eyes is going to be watching this video. He's actually got that car, man, and he looked for it for ages, and he finally got one, and he's keeping it forever, and it will fly up in value over the period of time that he owns it. Now, driving wise, I said in the previous video, and I just said it briefly just now, don't expect to be overly shocked with the power delivery of this car. It don't deliver power like amazingly well, but at the time when it came out, it was a seriously high performing car. It done 0 to 60 in less than 6 seconds, which was quite a rare thing. Not a rare thing, it was big torque. It started with a 5, yeah? So it's a quick car, but it's not quick by today's standards. So all in all, the E46 M3 for me, and I could talk about this car literally all day long. If anyone wants to talk to me about a car, you see me in the street, just stop, say, Calvin, hello mate, I watched you on YouTube, let's talk about E46 M3s. I'll chew your ear off all day about these cars because I absolutely love them. And I'm still even getting into one today. I drove 300 miles in this car already since I've owned it, and I still love them just as much as I did when they first come out. Well, hold on, let me just turn that heating down. But I think what I am going to do is I'm going to end it there. I've definitely banged on enough. I think you get the idea. I absolutely love E46 M3s. And if anyone's selling one, like, I will buy lots of these cars. I'm fully on side with buying them. I'm going to try and buy and sell a few of them. If anyone's selling one, there is a lot of people out there that will look at their M3 and think, you know what, I just want that bloody thing off my drive. This was one of them cars. The guy that previously owned this car owned it for 4 years, and he'd had enough of seeing it on his drive. So I do understand why lots of people just want to get the thing out of their life. And Calvin here is the guy that you want to speak to if you want to sell it, all right? I'll put the link to my website and an email address for me in the description below if you want to sell your E46 M3, all right? Whatever it is, SMG, coupe, manual, convertible, I don't care. Bear in mind also that this car is going to be my project car. Although there's me talking about how much I love and cherish these cars, this car is getting stripped, the arches are getting cut off. I'm going to buy an estate E46 BMW 3 Series estate. I want a sunroof and I want a manual gearbox one, and I'm going to take everything off of this car, put it on the estate car, and I'm going to build an E46 M3 estate, and then I'm going to turbocharge it, yeah? It's going to be a seriously special car. I want it to be, I owned the most known, or probably the most well-known Golf R on the whole of YouTube, and I want this M3 to be the most well-known E46 M3 on the whole of YouTube, right? So that's my plans with it. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit subscribe. We've got a lot to come on these cars, and that's it. If you did like this video, hit like. If you're on Instagram, give me a follow on Instagram at Calvin's Car Diary as well, alright? Bye. In the next episode of Calvin's Car Diary, well, basically, I've bought another E46 M3. I'll show you around that car in a video on Wednesday at 6 o'clock.